The third law of behavior change from atomic habits is make it easy. This law directly addresses the response stage of the habit loop and is centered on the principle of least effort. The less friction a behavior has, the more likely you are to perform it. Human behavior naturally gravitates toward actions that require the minimum amount of work. The goal is to design an environment where the desired actions are as effortless as possible and the undesired actions are prohibitively difficult. Core techniques for making good habits easy. 1. Reduce friction, the path of least resistance. The primary technique for making a habit easy is to reduce the friction associated with it. This means minimizing the number of steps and the amount of effort required to start the action. Good habits prime the environment. Prepare your space to make the next action simple. For example, if you want to start exercising in the morning, lay out your workout clothes, socks, and shoes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, chop vegetables immediately after buying them so they are ready to cook or snack on. You are essentially making the desired future action the path of least resistance. Bad habits, inversion. To break a bad habit, you must increase the friction. For example, if you spend too much time watching TV, unplug it, take the batteries out of the remote, and store the remote in a different room. Adding even a 20-second delay or inconvenience can be enough to interrupt the automatic response. 2. Master the 2-minute rule. Many habits fail because they are started with too much intensity and effort. The 2-minute rule counteracts this by stating that when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. The purpose of this rule is to standardize the starting of the habit, not the completion. The idea is to make the habit so easy that you can't say no. Read a chapter of a book becomes read 1 page. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes. Do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. Once you start, you are often motivated to continue. Even if you only stick to the 2-minute version, you have still successfully reinforced your desired identity. For example, you are still a reader. You are still an exerciser. 3. Distinguish between motion and action. Clear stresses the crucial difference between being in motion and being in action. Motion is planning, strategizing, and learning, but it doesn't produce results. For example, reading a book about how to write, planning a marketing strategy. Motion is important, but often serves as a form of procrastination. Action is the behavior that leads to the desired outcome. For example, sitting down and writing the chapter, making the first sales call. The third law teaches us to focus on taking action, even if the action is tiny, as per the 2-minute rule. The goal is to act, not just to plan or prepare endlessly. 4. The decisive moment. Every day is comprised of decisive moments, small choices that set the trajectory for the rest of your actions. Should I order takeout or cook? Should I check my phone or get straight to work? The third law encourages you to make the decisive moment as easy as possible to choose the good habit. For example, the moment you step into the kitchen, the decisive moment, the environment should be primed to make cooking easier than ordering takeout. By systematically applying the principle of make it easy, you eliminate the need for high levels of willpower, which is a finite resource. Instead, you rely on the power of your environment and the path of least resistance to gently guide you toward better habits.